It was that exact melody, the exact phrasing, the exact way she'd pause in the middle and restart. I asked Emma about it. I tried to keep my voice casual. "Hey, where'd you learn that song you were humming?" She looked at me like I'd asked her something obvious. "I don't know, Daddy. I've always known it." That wasn't true. I was there for her entire life. She'd never hummed that before. What really got to me was 3 days later. We were having dinner. Just Emma and me. My wife was working late, and Emma was eating her mashed potatoes. My mother absolutely hated mashed potatoes unless they had a very specific amount of butter and salt. She'd always push them around her plate first, tasting, adjusting. Emma started doing exactly this. Pushing the potatoes with her fork, taking tiny tastes, adjusting the salt shaker, tasting again. "Do you not like those?" I asked. "They need more butter," she said. Emma has never complained about mashed potatoes before. She ate them the same way her mother made them. Over the next week, I started keeping notes. I know how that sounds. I kept notes about my 7-year-old daughter, but I needed to understand what was happening. She started tilting her head the way my mother tilted hers when she was listening to someone talk. She started saying "well now" before certain sentences, something my mother said constantly and something I'd never heard Emma say before. She started doing this thing where she'd adjust her watch, even though Emma doesn't wear a watch. Just moving her wrist like something was there. I called my wife at work. I didn't know how to explain it without sounding insane. "Have you noticed anything different about Emma lately?" There was a pause. "Actually, yeah," my wife said. "She's been sitting weird, like very still. And her voice sounds different sometimes." "Different how?" "I don't know. Lower maybe? Or older sounding?" "It only happens sometimes, like when she's tired." I didn't sleep much that night. The next morning, Emma came downstairs and she hugged me, and when she pulled back, she looked at me with this expression I recognized. It was the exact expression my mother used to give me when she was worried about me. Not concerned like a child would be. Worried like someone older, someone who'd lived longer and knew more about how the world could hurt you. "You're not sleeping," she said. "How do you know that?" "Your eyes look tired." I'm her father. Oh, she'd notice if I wasn't sleeping. But the way she said it, the inflection, the phrasing, that wasn't my daughter's voice. It was an echo of someone else's concern. I made an appointment with her pediatrician. I didn't mention any of this directly. I just said I'd noticed some behavioral changes and wanted to rule out anything medical. The doctor examined her, asked standard questions, found nothing wrong. Normal blood pressure, normal reflexes, normal everything. I asked the doctor if kids could absorb mannerisms from people they'd only known as infants if memory worked that way. The doctor said it was unlikely, but possible, especially if there were photographs around, or stories. There were photographs. I'd kept some of my mother's pictures up. I tried taking them down. Not all at once, just a few. The ones where she was smiling that asymmetrical smile. The ones where her hands were visible. The ones where she looked most like herself. Emma didn't comment on it, but the changes didn't stop. She started cooking with me in a way she never had before. She knew things about how my mother made certain dishes. Recipes I'd never written down. Never shown Emma, never discussed in front of her. She knew my mother preferred to chop vegetables a certain way. She knew the exact moment to add the seasoning because, as she told me very calmly while stirring a pot, you can smell when it's ready. My mother used to say exactly that. I started researching. Reincarnation, possession, generational memory, genetic memory. Everything was either pseudoscience or religious doctrine, and none of it helped. I was looking for an explanation that made sense in a world where things make sense. One night, Emma was in the bathtub, and I was sitting on the edge of the tub, just watching her. I know that sounds odd, but I needed to understand. She was playing with a toy boat, moving it through the water, and she looked up at me. "Your mother loves you very much," she said. "I know," I said. "I know she did." "Does," Emma corrected. "She does love you." I didn't respond. I couldn't. "She's not angry that you took the pictures down," She understands why you did it, but she's still here. I stood up. I left the bathroom. I sat in the hallway and I didn't move for 20 minutes. When my wife came home, I didn't tell her what Emma said. I couldn't. How do you tell your wife that your daughter, that something, is claiming to be her mother-in-law? It's been about 4 months now. Emma still does all these things. The smile, the humming, the way she holds objects, the expressions. But she's also still Emma. She plays with her friends. She goes to school. She does her homework. She's not sick. She's not different in any way that a doctor could measure. Sometimes I think about what she said in the bathtub. She's not angry. She's still here. I don't know what that means. I don't know if my mother is somehow present in my daughter, or if Emma has just absorbed so much from photographs and stories. In the house we live in that, she's begun to embody pieces of someone she never knew. What I do know is that some mornings, when Emma hugs me before school, and I feel her small arms around my neck, the hug doesn't feel like it's coming from a 7-year-old. The pressure is different. The length of time she holds on is different. The way she pats my back is different. And last week, she whispered something in my ear before she let go. "I'm proud of you. You turned out good." Those are the exact words my mother said to me at her funeral. The exact words. I never told Emma that story.